Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Plunderfrogs. I did the birds not that long ago. I've reviewed, I think, one of the old ones, the original Plunderlings back in the beginning. This is not a line I collect, it's not something I'm into. I'm not into this sort of fantasy type of stuff so much, but it's a good line. I know a lot of people like it, and the guy running the company and designing the stuff, or I don't know what capacity he is designing the things. I don't know how their company runs. But anyway, the guy that I know who runs the thing is a good guy, and it's a good product, and they put effort into it, so I'm happy to review it, even if it's more of a niche sort of thing. So yeah, here they are. These are the 3 new Plunderfrogs that I have. They released recently. I've had these for a long time. I actually feel really bad. I set them in my garage one time. Well, when I first got them, I set them in my garage. I just totally forgot they were there. So that's my bad. I apologize. But here they are. Nonetheless, they are still available at Big Bad Toy Store, so I'll put a link in the description below. These are the 3. The names will be in the title. I have 2 of the names right here. This guy is Nomad Koki, something like that. This guy is Cursed Dendro, and you know what? I'll just look. I have the name here somewhere. Tinker Mako, or something like that. They are generally, it's a line of repaints with new accessories and add-on parts and things like that, which a lot of people seem to enjoy. So I'm just going to show you what they are. They are a little bit different than the ones I've reviewed in the past, but they do still reuse some parts from previous figures. I guess I'll just show you how they function first. The aesthetic and everything, they obviously have their own color schemes, but they have the black spots with the fading of the main body color to the limbs. I think they're all pretty good. They're pretty good choices. They remind me of Poison Dart Frogs, which I'm guessing is the idea. The red and blue one in particular. Purple and green, orange and teal. Very nice job. They look good. They look good. The paints are really clean. They all have an extra color back here, or some kind of color back here. This guy's is kind of like a peach. This guy has yellow. It's a nice look. And this guy has another blue, like a tealy or blue, which I think they're all very, very nice looking. They generally have pretty clean paint jobs. I'll show you that, I guess, real quick. There are a couple issues here and there, but they're not super expensive figures, so I think that's acceptable, that the paint job could be a little bit cleaner. But things are glossy where they should be glossy, like the mouth, and then the eyes have a little bit of a sheen to them. Metallic parts, things like that. Yeah, they're done pretty well. The nails are painted cleanly. The lines are all generally clean if there's no issue, like sometimes you'll find a blemish or something. The feathering between the colors, I guess, could be a little bit nicer, but it's still pretty darn good, and especially for something like a frog, you might have some spots like that, so maybe that's even intentional. I don't know. They all have unique neck adornments, so this guy has like a leopard. Is that leopard or cheetah? That's cheetah, I think. I think leopard, cheetah. This is a leopard, I think, because it doesn't have spots. Whatever, doesn't matter. You get that pattern. This guy has a whole different sculpt, too. Just kind of like a scarf type thing. And this guy has kind of like a collar. I don't know what you would call that. The kind of thing where you just wrap it around and it's like a collar. Either way, they each have those unique things. And then they have different paint jobs for their belt buckles as well. But the rest of the bodies are the same. And then it's just really the add-on parts that are different. As far as articulation goes, I'll just show you that briefly. We have the hinge and ball peg, so you can move those necks around quite a bit. A lot of room in there. Standard ball hinge shoulders, bicep swivel up here, single jointed elbow joint. These are the old ones that have the square peg. I did tell him I think he should change that, and we'll see. I'm thinking that might happen given how this is, but we'll talk about that in a second. So just a single bend. Don't try to rotate this. It cannot. It's a square peg. Then the wrists have a swivel hinge. Down here, we don't have the bicep swivel for the second arm, but you do have your standard shoulder joint otherwise. But these ones have the hinge that can swivel. So that's new, so hopefully they incorporate that into the main arms going forward, because I believe these arms are the same arms they use on the regular Plunderlings. I could be wrong, I don't know, like I said, I don't really collect the line. You have the ball peg up here that lets it move around pretty well, given that you have shoulders in the way. The hips, standard ball socket, but they have decent range. You can pose these guys nicely. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees work, and then the ankles have pretty good range. These feel a lot like NECA figures, frankly, the plastic and the types of joints. So it's not like the highest tolerances, fanciest tolerances, whatever you want to call it, but they definitely work. Like, you can pose them to a reasonable degree. They're going to look good, pretty good doing it, and there you go. These are like 35 bucks, I think, something like that. So I think you're getting your money's worth for sure. But yeah, they pose nicely, no problem there. And as far as each figure's individual parts, I guess I can just go through each one. Well, they all come with this. I guess I'll start with that. They all come with this. They all come with the brown hood. that has nice little stitching on there. It's not painted, but it is sculpted really nicely, so that's cool. They all get the hood. Then they all get the same set of 3 heads: the neutral head, the angry head, and then the open mouth head. You get 2 tongues for the open mouth head. You have the normal one and then the one that's sticking out. The one that's sticking out has a little peg hole in it, and you can put one of these clips in, and it can hold the accessories with its tongue. That's pretty cool. You can also put a clip in the back of their neck adornment to hold another accessory, though there's not a lot of room back there, so be aware of that. So those are all the standard accessories, other than they each get a bunch of hands, so that's nice, all the hands you need. But then in terms of the individual unique accessories, the red and blue guy gets 5 swords, which I think is pretty cool. 5 sword style for one piece. 1 for each hand and then 1 for the tongue. That's nice. He has like they have masks, which this is interesting to me. I don't know the story, the lore, whatever. They seem relatively low tech, but these guys have kind of like steampunk looking masks almost, so that's kind of cool. This guy's is just kind of like a standard mask. Then we have the purple and green guy that has these 3 different potions with different caps on them. Those are cool. I like the way they did the potions, way better than the way Hasbro did for their beakers. That's nice. They look really nice. And he also has 2 like crossbow slingshots, and then his like, I don't know, octopus squid looking thing. It's only 6 things, but whatever, that's a cool mask. And then the orange and teal guy gets 2 hatchets. He gets a torch, which is done really nicely. I like that. Maybe you could throw some more paint on the purple, but whatever. And then he's got a shield and a sword. The sword looks like a snake. The shield looks like I don't know, something else. But that gold's really nice. That's very, very cool looking. And then he gets a helmet that looks kind of like a gecko or something like that. Yeah, they're really cool figures. Like I said, they're not my thing personally, but they are really nicely done. If you're into this sort of fun collectible thing, and they have the regular Plunderlings, the tall skinny ones, the big muscular ones, the birds, these guys. I think that's it, but there's a whole bunch of them you can collect and build out a cool little assortment of these animal-based sort of goblin-y guys. I don't know, but they're cool. And if you're into this sort of thing, you could definitely do a whole lot worse for your money. And these probably go nicely with like even like the Medi toys, any of the WoW stuff. So you could add these guys into that kind of collection too. But yeah, that's it. I didn't want to do like a super in-depth review because they're largely the same as before, other than, you know, the little details. But yeah, they're nice, cool figures, and it's a good company as far as I can tell, so I'm happy to review them, and I know at least some of you guys collect these things. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, but I'll be done there. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel, so make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.